so good to see you all again. Here with us.
Don't be frightened. Look at this little Scarecrow. Why is this cruel? He doesn't like humans too much. Now, take a while, sit down, and listen to the tales I have for you.
My ice cream truck came fully equipped with a GPS and Tourette's. By ScottSavino.com. Narration by Jack Sanders. I don't like children, which is unfortunate for my line of work. I call it work, but it's torture, really. If you're working a job you hate, you always have the option of resigning, or opting out, or just deciding not to show up. This isn't like that. I'm not actually an ice cream man, and I have to show up. I don't have options. It's not a choice. It's more like a compulsion. Nobody would choose to be like this. I probably shouldn't even describe it as a job. Nobody pays me, and if I decide to quit, the voice wouldn't ever stop hounding me. She's like a twitch or a tick, like an obsessive-compulsive pattern. Only instead of feeling the need to complete some bizarre ritual, I have to keep picking up these kids, or the voice will nag me until I go completely insane. Maybe I've already gone insane. What people do this? More importantly, why me? Have you ever had to clean up after a dozen 4-week-old puppies? They're not potty trained. They're too young. You're not really even supposed to handle them when they're that small. But I found the younger the puppies are, the more effectively they work as lures. Some kids don't want to come. Parents taught them not to talk to strangers. It's weird what lessons have the lasting power to stick. Candy works too. These things don't attract every type of kid. That's why it's like an attention deficit disorder playground in here. That's why I constantly have a migraine, puppies yapping, calliope music, and the constant pounding of the voice of the GPS, among others. It's always, "Can I have more candy, mister?" or "Can I have another ice cream?" I give it to them just to shut them up. And why not? It's not like it's gonna spoil their dinner. Oh yes, I know these people with tics and compulsions feels like. This is my prison. This is my ice cream truck, and it came fully equipped with Tourette's.
Red light camera reported ahead. You killed him. Make a left now on Maybury Park Road. You killed the boy. In 1,000 feet turn left on Market Street. Your destination is on the left. You monster. He's dead because of you.
The one coming up should be easy. The GPS tells me he's really disoriented already.
You have arrived at your destination. His name is Alex Thompson.
I pull over to the sidewalk in a haphazard maneuver, tearing the grass into muddy ruts. The boy looks to be about 7 or 8, sitting on the swing set, gazing through me in a haze. Alex Thompson. I have to shout. To be heard over Pop Goes the Weasel. He doesn't make any indication that he's heard me. He doesn't seem to move or seem afraid. He just stares. I cut the engine and the music slowly dies, stretching into an ominous groan for the last 3 notes. I unfasten my belt so I can get out and grab him. Outside the van, a tension permeates the air, like the smell of something awful has been hanging there. The park was crowded before I arrived, but now the families are beginning to leave. Mothers clutching the small, sticky hands of children with tears in their eyes. Nobody will see this happen but Alex and me. As I approach, he darts off. Fuck this. I mutter under my breath, and I decide I'm done with this once and for all. But even before I open the door of the van, I can hear the robotic woman commanding me to turn back.
Make a U-turn. You are a monster. Make a U-turn. Monsters don't stop. Monsters don't quit. Make a U-turn. Monsters have to pay. Make a U-turn. Do it. Now.
Fucking hell. Shut up, you bitch! Oh, I didn't mean to. Shit! I turn back and shout, Alex, get over here, please. I have candy. Do you like candy? The park is cleared out now. He runs a bit further, trips and falls. When he gets up, I can see his forehead is bleeding. Great, he's probably brain damaged. In the end, I get him in the van by telling him there's a PlayStation. It's not a lie. There's all kind of shit in there. The puppies, candies, ice creams are just the tip of it. After I take him to where he needs to go, the GPS starts up again.
At the next light, turn right onto Washburn Avenue.
And I do as she says, but she still mutters.
You are worthless garbage.
Quietly.
Your destination is ahead. Her name is Jenny Marston.
A little girl stands outside of the entrance to the public pool. Her hair is slick and dripping wet. She's clutching a pink ring with both of her small hands. It's the kind you throw in the deep end and dive in to retrieve. I can tell she's afraid of me already, and I've just pulled up. She's the second one I've grabbed at the pool this week. Jenny Marston? There's a hesitant nod. Yes, in reply. Get in. I'll take you back to your parents. She doesn't really seem to want to, really, but Jenny is one of those rare ones who I don't have to convince to listen. It's like she knows I have to get to her. She knows she has to get in. It's like she knows even if she'd rather not. She can tell I'd rather not take her, but we're both fated for this moment. The door slides automatically open on its hydraulics and she climbs aboard. It slides itself shut, too. Some people can see me, but nobody sees any of the grabs. Not ever, so nobody ever makes a move to stop me. Buckle up, okay? There's bubble gum in that tub in there. I tell her, you want some? No thanks, she whispers with a sad reservation. Her lips are as blue as her scared eyes and she reeks of chlorine. I can smell it on her breath. Who knows how many kids have pissed in the water? Who knows how much of it she breathed in before she died? Hold on tight because I'm going to be driving really fast, okay? You have a siren? She asks. The ambulance that left just had a siren. Around the truck, the pool seems to be sadly clearing out just like the park earlier. I look at her through the mirror on the windshield. No, honey, just circus music. Where are we going? She asks me in a small voice. We're going to the hospital, young lady, I tell her. Today's your lucky day. You get a second chance. Caden didn't get a second chance. Not like these kids do. It isn't fair. Who was supposed to be maintaining the route before I took over? Fuck that guy. When we arrive at the hospital, I take her grubby hand and lead her through the doors. Most people here can't see me either, but there's a few who can. I'm not dead or a ghost or anything like that, though I wish I were. It might just be the grief or the guilt as something that is people instinctively avoid, or it may just be the kind of work I do, hovers just out of sight, beyond what most people can see. Loons at the reservation desk can see me. She can see Jenny too. At this point, Nurse Loons and I are old friends. What's your name? Loons asks with a polite and friendly smile. She always smiles, probably to contrast my endless scowls. After Jenny tells her name, Loons tells me, she's in ICU 4 and you should probably hurry. I don't think you have much time. I lead Jenny to the room. The place is like a maze I've solved long ago. Like most kids, she's confused when she sees herself already in the room. Sees herself lying unresponsive in the bed. She's concerned as she watches the doctor use the paddles on her chest. The machines in her room and the loud joists are more fodder for my migraine. Every time I bring a kid here, they're beeping in endless flatlines. Go ahead and climb back in, kid, I tell her as I watch her little spirit climb up the railing of the bed and sling back into her body. When she gasps awake, she tells her relieved mother about the man with the ice cream truck. There was puppies in the back. Her mother doesn't hear her. When she finally points to where I'd been standing, I'd already have left, back out on another run, collecting another kid, saving them from the other side. It's not their time. I'm doing a good thing here to work off my debt. It's an absolute misery, because it will never bring him back. Every day is a constant reminder of how I failed. How I'm a shitty dad. How could I back the car into my own kid? The morning after Caden was gone, I woke up, the ice cream truck was parked out front, and I started working. I don't know if anybody else on my street could see it. It seemed to shiver in and out like a preternatural thing. I can hear the voice of the thing, the GPS with Tourette's, before I even climbed in and began the work. This is a punishment, so I suppose it's fitting, given the circumstances. I can't quit even though I want to. Every time I try, I wonder who was doing this before me. Did they quit? If they hadn't, would they have ferried Caden to the hospital? Would he have lived? Who was supposed to ferry him through the streets and bring his spirit back to his body? What happened to them? Did they opt out of this with the barrel of a gun between their lips? The thought hasn't escaped me. Maybe it's the only way out in the end.
You are a horrible father. You deserve this.
I sigh.
Turn left.
It was an accident. I've told her over and over again, but she never listens. I don't know how long I have to do this until I can be forgiven. I only report to the GPS with Tourette syndrome. She's in charge of me now. I don't know who is in charge of forgiveness. Sometimes it's not just her voice sounding off reminds me that I'm a monster, that I should have checked my mirrors. Sometimes a reminder is the sound of a memory playing in my mind. The echoes of the tricycle crunching under my tires as I backed up over him. It's louder than the carnival noise pumped out by this truck. It's louder than any agony I've ever known.
In 1,000 feet, you will arrive at your destination. You fucking shithead.